afternoon, Planet Earthgate TV. And now for the show.
Good afternoon,
Planet Earth.
Wow, I love this. So it's Good Afternoon, Planet Earth. Is that the title?
Yeah, good afternoon, Planet Earth.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Because very often I think about, where am I? Am I on planet Earth? Or, where am I? What's going on with all this craziness with the virus and stuff?
Yeah.
I haven't had a cold since I don't know what. And now virus. Yeah. But I'm so happy to be here and join forces with you, Amy and Dominic. God bless you.
Oh, well, thank you for coming on. We're excited to have you. Everybody, we'd like to introduce you to actor, life coach, acting coach, Johnny Venokur. Please correct me if I said it. The way I say it, my throat, I can't.
No, you know what's so funny? I'm looking at you, Amy and Dominic, and there's a line. It's kind of like a light purple line between you, and just for no reason, it looks like a stripper pole. I mean, and you know what I'm saying? I haven't seen a stripper pole since COVID-18 or 19, whatever it is. But I don't mind sharing with you and so forth, because, hey, this is a place to be real, to be honest, to be straightforward, and to tell Dominic good things are on the way, Dominic. Good things.
I hope so. Put it in the universe.
Yes.
Yeah, let me tell you, Dominic, what I do. I'm also an entertainment life coach, and I coach a lot of people and so forth. And I always leave them. When I leave them, I lift them, because we as human beings should always be lifting each other. Now, I don't mean physically lifting, because we're talking hernias, we're talking a bad back. That's not what I'm going to do. But Dominic, I'm talking about lifting up, as I'm sure you do, because, hey, you're wearing red just like me.
Oh,
Dominic,
man, I gotta get a red shirt.
I just want to tell you something. I will send you a red shirt. And Dominic, by the way, the hope thing, don't worry about the hope. Just be. Forget about the hope. And by the way, Dominic, I have a question for you.
That was so deep. Just be.
That's a lie.
You know what? Do you like this?
Yeah,
do you like this?
Yeah, I like it.
That's
It
a
looks-
lie.
Yeah, you know why I do this, Dominic? Because it makes me. You see, you know why I grew a little hair? Because it feels like I'm bigger, taller.
With a hat?
Yeah, exactly. What the heck? Are we on planet Earth? I love you guys already. I've tuned in occasionally, and I love you guys. I'm so happy to be here. By the way, do you wear a mask, or you don't wear a mask?
Yeah, I wear a mask.
I do in public.
Not on the show, though. Yeah, you don't need.
Oh, not now. Okay. I'm so confused. I wear the mask when I sleep, and then when I'm awake, nothing. Nothing. Lucky if I have my shirt on. You guys are great. So what's going on? Tell me. You know what? I always say this, even to customer service at American Airlines. Tell me something good. Woo! Now remember, Dominic, you have to add the woo,
That's what
because
it's all about.
it's an old song. If you wouldn't mind, I know you've never done this. Can we all just sing that together for a second? 1, 2, 3, and tell me something good. Woo!
Woo!
And Dominic, when you finish today, you're going to call Amy furiously and go, "Oh my God, what have you done, Amy? And who is this guy, Johnny V?"
Now, we had some characters on this podcast. I think it's, that's what this is about.
Exactly.
You know what? I love imperfection, Dominic. So if you ever think oh my God, what did I do? What you did was something amazing, because imperfection is a grace. We're not supposed to be perfect, if you know what I mean. I mean, with the exception of me, of course, but we're not supposed to be perfect. Am I perfect?
That's why I like Marvel comics over DC, because Marvel comics are alcoholics, they're all messed up, and it's that's why I like Iron Man.
You're right, yeah. You are so right about that. So
It's like
again,
art, art's art's just like that. You can it's a mistake. It makes it a better picture. You know, like Bob Ross used to say, "Happy little."
That is so true. That is so true. Hey, by the way, have you guys ever tuned into an HBO called Insecure? Someone just told me to watch. Anybody watch
that show?
Yeah.
With Issa.
Insecure? I gotta watch. I mean, not that I'm insecure, but the insecurities that we have, like you were saying, Dominic, is the greatest thing. That makes us brilliant. That makes us brilliant. Period. Huh? You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you. So you're an entertainment life coach. So I'm guessing you deal with a lot of insecurities. What's some of the strangest insecurities that you came across, or the most unique, maybe ones that we haven't heard from?
Well, you know, well, there was one person I spoke to, and he said to me, Johnny, I find myself talking out loud and having a conversation, just me. It's only me there. So instead of asking him to leave, stop this craziness, I embraced his craziness because, you know, give me the crazy. And I said to him, I says, that's brilliant. You are being brilliant in those moments by yourself. You just like to be, you know, you like to say it out loud so you can hear it, and maybe someone else can, you know, what do they call that when you listen to somebody you shouldn't be listening to?
Eavesdrop.
Thank you. He said to me, I love the whole eavesdropping thing. I said, you are brilliant, because he got people to hear him and listen to him because he knew people love to eavesdrop. You know that. I mean, I know there's people listening right now. I just hope they're human beings and not aliens. But I you know, I get all kinds of situations, and I just take it and utilize it. The craziness, the insecurities, the crazy behaviors like that. He spoke to himself. He said, Johnny, I'm speaking to myself, you know, and I don't know when and why. I go, you know what? Keep doing it. Just write some of it down, you know.
That's what I like about The Mask. You could talk to yourself. Nobody knows.
Exactly.
And pictures are easy. A picture.
You know, you're laughing, but you know what's so funny? Recently, I was walking, and I was full out trying to figure out some things. And I was having a full conversation. Anyway, son of a bitch.
Wait, you were talking about yourself, John.
Right. No, I wasn't. But I'll tell you something. I might have been talking about, but I share it because I realize when we're masked up and we want to have that conversation, nobody sees us. How great it is! Nobody sees us. We're doing. Oh, by the way, do you ever hear that song? Do a little dance, make a little love. Let's get down tonight. I don't know why I did that, but I remember there was a great funny moment. Listen to me. People want people. People need people. And people need people's crazy. They need the stuff that's off the chart, especially now. I mean, people are insane. They're trying to figure out what can they do next. Can they breathe? Can they not breathe? You know, can they walk? Can they talk and breathe at the same time? It's like, but a lot of people, by the way, are getting frustrated with everything now. And people are just on a, you know, saying, hey, I gotta go. I gotta live my life and be positive and so forth and so on. So.
Well, you're very positive. Is there like something that you're doing in the morning, or what helps keep you so positive? Because I notice it. What is that, Amy?
Well, first of all, I'm up very early. You know, I live in Los Angeles, so I'm always really working off those hours. But I find during this whole pandemic situation, I'm the healthiest I've ever been. Meaning, I mean, not that I wasn't healthy, but I exercise, man. Get the stuff. You know, what are you doing? Pilates? Are you doing? You know, whatever you might be doing, it invigorates you. Because I'm a no drugs. You know, I'll have a cocktail, specifically a dirty martini, but not in the morning. Later on, but you know, I think the exercise and the eating healthy and the thinking positive, and here's the thing, being passionate always. So if I'm having a conversation with you, I am passionate about what I talk about, what I do every day. I tell people all the time, you've got to be passionate, and that flows into work too. If I'm pitching a show to a production company, or I'm dealing with a network or whatever it is, passion. And people always say to me, passion, Johnny, we like your passion. I says, that's nice, buy the show. But passion is very important. So I think, and it's it flows. If you want it to flow, it flows, Dominic. Dominic, how old are you? 21?
I plead the fifth on this. I can't answer this question live.
You don't have to. And I plead the fourth and the fifth and the sixth. So there you go.
I'm 19.
Look at you, Amy. Look. What now? How did you? I'm asking you now. How did you guys meet? How did you end up doing this wonderful program together?
We met 6 years ago at an open mic, and we just became instant friends because we have the same passion about comedy. I remember, me and Dom, we just could talk about comedy all day, every day. And we just get super excited for stuff. We started doing an open mic together, and then this.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. But Dominic, it's so true, because the passion is the greatest. Because if you have the passion, then your audience. So are you a stand-up, Dominic?
Yes.
If you have the passion, no matter what you're doing or what character you're playing, or you're playing yourself or whatever it is, people come right aboard with you. I have a great friend. Her name is Sunda Krun Quest. Please look her up. She's an amazing comic. She's from Paterson, New Jersey, and you just can't breathe when you're around her when she's doing her stand-up. But she has great passion for whatever her story is in her comedy. It could be the good, the bad, or the ugly of her life, whatever. But she's so freaking passionate, man.
Johnny V, should we tell the audience how we met? I remember, so Dom, I believe, this is my story. I believe I was working at Mel's Diner, and I just met Johnny V, and then you were telling me about you're an acting teacher or something, right? Is that, I don't know, I feel like we met at Mel's Diner. And then
well, the deal is we did meet at Mel's Diner. We talked a little bit. I think we even brought up your mom, and there was something I knew who your mother knew, or something where she worked or something. We talked about that, and we talked about our future and how we would end up, you and I, probably I like Aruba. I'll certainly travel wherever. I'm kidding. I would come in, we'd have a good meal, but you were so wonderfully sweet, and I was doing the entertainment coaching and so forth. So and your passion was so great, and the people that I like to bring into the mix that I work with are passionate people, and that have that. There was no doubt that you wanted to raise the bar and so forth. And I was curious about you and why you served me that horrific food. That was horrible. I'm kidding. No, it was very good. And you were so sweet. You were so wonderfully sweet. And I was right, because you are a good person, and I'm excited for everything. And Dominic, what I love to do is I love to join hands, join efforts, because everyone that I work with and so forth, I bring into the mix of whatever projects I'm working on, or hey, you should meet someone. Networking is so wonderful. We do everything great for ourselves, and there's nothing wrong with networking and so forth. And because either you do or you don't. The thing is, sometimes people have fear of making a call or saying, hey, so and so, can you call so and so? there's a way to be gracious and good about it, and utilize these great talents around you. Also, keeping the great positive people around you, the people that want to see you rise to the top, not those who can't wait for you to fail.
Amen.
But you know what? Those who's are always going to be there. So it's not their problem. It's not their fault. It's your fault and your problem. You have to figure out, how do I figure this out, and only bring the great around me that help me rise to the top, because that's what's going to happen. There's no doubt. If you want it to happen, it will happen, and it's all the work and the time and efforts that you put into this. So,
Right.
I forgot. What'd you ask me?
Your acting, well, how we met, and then your acting classes were really good. I remember you were just like, just say it how you would say it, because it's so easy to overact in anything. Like you say it how you think it would be said, but it's true. I remember the direction you gave was how pretend how would you react saying it instead of
well, first of all, the basics of everything that we do is let you be affected, let yourself feel before you move forward. Always. What's the point? Otherwise, you're cheating yourself and everybody else that's listening to you. And you got to come from the real, the reality, the real place. Come from the real place, because even when we create these characters that are off the wall, that are just off the page. We start. I always say, start from a real place. Start from that real place, and then you have it. You have control. Have control of your out of control. And we love to be out of control. Listen, look at me.
I like that. Have control of your out of control.
Right, and get in touch with the real. It sounds like, oh well, I heard that. No, because you have to do it and commit to that, and then you could go anywhere and everywhere, and you will, Dominic. You will, because I love that name, Dominic. Okay, I knew a lot of Dominics.
Yeah, that being real. I studied Meisner technique in New York with Joanna Bexon, and she had us in a place that's a small class, and she really was taking her time with us. And I remember there was a scene that I had to do where my son found my gun and killed the neighbor's son, and we really got into it, and I was depressed for 3 days. I really convinced myself 3 days to do it.
Well, you know what? Well, that's a good thing, and also we have to be careful of being able to let go. Now, let go is a good thing, because in life we have to be able to let go, and you'll know what I mean, or I'm sure you already do. And as an actor, you need to be able to let go so that it doesn't mess with your whole person and psyche. But I love that you did that, and then you committed to it so deeply, because we got to come from a deep place. We want to go for it. You ever go? Oh, did I lose you?
Oh no.
No.
Oh, you
see it?
Hold on a second. Okay. Are you on? Can you see me?
No, I pulled up a script to Seinfeld and was wondering if maybe Johnny V, if we could read it and he could give us some tips. But I don't know if you'd be down for that, Johnny.
Seinfeld's one of the best scripts to read, to learn from. I was just reading one. Well, it's been 2 years now, but I went to the library one day. I was bored, and they had a book thick for it had a ton of episodes, and I sat there and read 20 episodes, and it's it really is a blueprint for bang 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 B plot. It's
the best writers too, Larry David and Seinfeld.
Yeah, it's very great to read.
Now let me ask you something. I missed a lot of what you said because I popped off, but that's okay. That's okay. So I don't know what the last thing you said was, but listen. If we're in this business, then we need to commit and be 100%, because otherwise, I mean, who are we kidding? And we need, if we lack the confidence, or commitment, then we have to find it. We have to work it. I'm just saying, in respect to, and the whole acting thing, as we go on, testing the waters and really pushing the envelope for yourself as you find more and more about yourself, like anything else, really helps the cause. So I missed a little bit about what you said, but you can ask me whatever you want so we can get back on track. Woo!
Yeah, actually, Amy pulled up a script, Seinfeld script, right?
We do a little blurb of a Seinfeld script and then give Dom and I suggestions off the cold read.
Oh, you crazy kid. You crazy. All right. Well, we could do that, sure.
All right.
But let me also tell you a little bit real quick, just to let you know. I think maybe. Oh, what happened? Oh, I see. You got the script. How cute! That's beautiful. I love that.
Should I play Kramer since I look the most like him?
Oh yeah, I think you should.
Or, let's see. Johnny B, do you want to play Kramer and Dom could do Jerry?
Well, what happened?
My hair.
Let me see if I can see this because I'm on. Oh wait, what if I turn this way? Wait, who's gonna do it?
I'll be Jerry.
All right, I'll be Elaine. Do you want to be Kramer, Johnny?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, yeah, sure. Let's do it. Let's do it for fun. Let's do it because, hey, man, we're on planet Earth, for God's sake.
Well, actually, we're cycling around the universe somewhere, circling.
Trust me, I know. I just got caught in the spoke.
All right, now neither a note to the audience. Neither one of us have actually read through the script. We're doing a cold read, so any acting that may not be the best is not indicative of our skills. Okay, here we go. So we're in a restaurant. Jerry, Elaine, Kramer, and Leslie are all laughing. Okay, well, he had this idea of a pizza place where you make your own pie. Wait. Okay.
Right.
He had this idea of a pizza place where you make your own pie.
Right.
You remember that?
Yeah. Well, that was a good one.
Well,
Kramer's girlfriend starts to mumble out words, but Kramer's the only one who seems to hear her. Jerry and Elaine both bend forward, trying to hear what she's saying. What's that?
Excuse me?
She talks some more. Jerry and Elaine still can't hear her. They give up, leaning back in their seats.
Yeah.
Yep, yeah.
You know that Leslie is in the she's in the what do you call it? The clothing business. She's a designer. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Right. In fact. Right. Get this one. Shit. I can't read this shit. In fact. She's come up with a new one that is going to be the big time look, in
Let the anticipation build.
What happened? I'm sorry. Again, it happened. So let's take it from what line?
Sure.
Wow.
Let's take it from Kramer. In fact, she's come up with a new one that is going to be a big look in men's fashion.
Oh, yeah. I think people want to hold on. In fact, she's come up with a new one, right? It's going to be the big new look in men's fashions. Yeah. It's a puffy, like a puffy shirt. Well, yeah.
Oh, a puffy shirt.
Yeah. Puffy Shirt. Jerry, what'd you say? Puffy? Did you say that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Puffy.
right.
See, I think people want to look like pirates. Hey, it's the right time for it too. To be all puffy and devil may care.
Leslie starts talking, Kramer laughs. Jerry and Elaine have no clue what she's saying. They lean closer.
See, that's true. Look, I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Uh-oh. Jerry's going to be on the Today Show on Friday.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. He's promoting a benefit for Goodwill. They clothe the poor and the homeless.
And hold on, where'd it go? It moved on me. And okay, and the indigent. I can't even read.
I don't know what indignant means. Johnny, do you know what indignant means?
And the indigent.
No, I'm gonna have to Google it, and I can't because I'm on this.
All right, you can Google indignant in a little bit. All right, and the indignant. Yeah, I do volunteer work for them. I set the whole thing up, and I got Jerry to do it. Leslie starts talking. Of course, Jerry and Elaine can't hear her voice.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, yep. Leslie, talk some more.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, end scene. All right.
Well, it was very difficult to, unfortunately, to read on this Android. So,
yeah,
but
if you're on your phone, the font was probably like a half a centimeter, right?
No, but you know what? I just realized I actually could enlarge it, but nevertheless, good stuff. Again, we were all grabbing for lines. I was grabbing because I couldn't see the friggin' print. So, and Dominic, God bless you. You got that thing in the thing with the whole thing that he does. You went yes, and this you were kind of taking some of what and how we know. I thought you were, and it was good. You owned it. You made it and owned it. Of course, we would want to pick up the cues and be, and just be on each other's, listen and talk and listen and talk. A cold reading, of course. Anytime you're dealing with a cold reading, you're going to listen, and you're going to really let it affect you completely before you go on. Otherwise, then it just becomes words that you're saying with nothing connected to it. So, but I still felt like you guys were together and you were you were in on this whole thing. I think I wasn't. But I was just trying to stay on and read the words and so forth. I thought you guys were good. But again, if you're ever given anything like that, where it's a cold reading, you just want to just let it really affect you. And it makes all the difference, because if you're saying things and you're not letting it affect you, we see that.
Yeah.
So my comment would let it affect you more, and don't talk until you feel it, and then say it. It'll make a difference. You'll see if you just test the waters by yourself. If you just take something that you never, but look, and then we can create something from nothing. I mean, from moments that we can just all of a sudden reach in and make this so right before your start, your choices that you make again will make the difference. I mean, choices are like, forget it. As you know, I know many a person who made the right choice and booked the role.
Right. Now, making the right choice, could that mean as much as the character's intention from the other character. Like Elaine's intention was to make a choice, be nice, and not show that she has no clue what the heck Kramer's girlfriend was saying. Or like, what are your tips for making a choice with a cold?
Well, the funny thing is, we could make choices that literally, why am I curved? Literally have nothing to do with anything, but yet the choice creates all this havoc in the piece or in your relationship with the other character. So I don't ever go by the book. I'm the guy that doesn't like to go by the book. So you could create a whole story in your head before you start this that you will be brilliant. So I don't know exactly what you were asking, but again, the more that you connect to what is actually going on in the scene and relating to that, I think that makes the difference. So I don't remember the whole scene, but you could do an overall choice. And then you could, and then if you're very quick at this, you could, he could be saying his line, and you could be creating a choice on the spot. You could do that. It could be done. It's improvisationally making a choice, but just being on your game. Again, this is a complete cold reading. Take your time. Allow your brain and your senses to feel it, and it makes all the difference. Some of the greatest scenes I've ever seen. I think there was a movie called Blue Valentine. Is that the name of it? I might have mentioned it, but it's so interesting the way that the improv can just really create genius, because it helps us free up sometimes, and we come up with moments that are just brilliant. When I was on the set, now of course, Amy, I'm an actor as well. When I was on the set of Ray Donovan with Jon Voight, who is an accomplished actor. He's not a young man anymore, but he comes on the set, you think he was 21. He so loves this business so much, Jon Voight. That's Angelina Jolie's dad, Dominic. But he's so brilliant as an actor. And he came up to the director and he says, hey, I know Johnny Venokur, and I want you to let him go. And Jon Voight said that, and I knew exactly what he meant. He meant, let him go. Let's shoot scenes here and let Johnny just pave his way. And because he got a good sense of me, he's an actor talking to an actor, but he's talking to a director and so forth. So we can get, and he's created his character through improvisation on that show, Ray Donovan, which ran for 8 or 10 years, I don't know. But it's so wonderful to have that, and the great comedy background that you have, Dominic and Amy, will lend to all this. The more, when you work on it, the moments and the choices that you make will just it will be mind-boggling. It really will change the course of a scene and so forth. But again, it's rehearsal. Listen, it's a lot of different things also. And I know you didn't ask me this, but I was doing a movie a while back with Mickey Rourke, who is an award-winning actor, a wonderful actor. You may not know him, but Mickey Rourke did what Marlon Brando did. He stole it from Marlon Brando, and that was he for the most part didn't even look at the script, and so it would all be and feel like it happened for the first time, even with a script. And so when I looked in the car, and Mickey Rourke, who's an amazing actor, by the way, when he was there, I looked in the car and he had papers, scotch tape to the inside of the car, because he wanted it like it was being done for the first time. Now, some people can manage that and some can't. But it all means, it just means we find our brilliance and we figure it out. Good, I'm sorry.
So he had the script taped on the car ceiling so he could read his lines and do it.
Yeah, all over the car. But he's good at that. Now, some of us aren't as good at it, but
Right.
Mickey was able to do that. Yeah, he was actually able to do it, and you would never know. I mean, I would suppose he knew the lines well enough, but his objective was not to be familiar with the lines, and so forth.
Right.
So you know what, Dominic, Amy, you find your brilliance. You find the good things that you excel at, and it's all creating your own genius and figuring out wait a second, your voice quality and the way you speak connects to the piece. We know the greatest actors out there because we know their voice and what they sound like. But we were always creating. We are all three of us are creative souls. And if we are the true creative souls that we are, it just never ends. That's what's so beautiful about it. When I was there to see Amy do her stand-up in Los Angeles, she was creating there and feeding off the audience. I'm just saying, we feed off of the audience.
I was feeding off the audience, and it was negative energy, and I was like, oh God, I was about to abandon all my jokes and do new jokes. Oh my God, I got to work better.
Well, this is what I
felt that energy. It was negative.
Well, let me tell you something. The reason I brought that up is just because no matter what happens, we figure a way.
That is true.
We figure a way, or next time we're on our game, and we whatever doesn't go right, we figure it out. And it goes right the next time, especially in comedy. But that goes for anything. If something falls, then the next time you come in. But again, there's also
because it gives you time to kind of surf out the energy, and then you find your own wavelength.
Right, exactly. And you can listen. You learn in comedy. I'm sure Dominic, Amy, how to recover. If something is going down, you have your go-to places where you can bring it up. Because comedy is great that way, where you could be absolutely bombing, and then all of a sudden, woo, you could rise to the top. You can. I do believe it. I've seen great comics go shoo, and then they create. They have places to go always that will bring them back up. Hey, listen, we're not perfect beings. We sometimes have the good and the bad and the ugly. I stole that from a very famous Clint Eastwood movie, which Dominic, you don't know what I'm talking about. It was called The Good and the Bad, and the Ugly. What's that?
I think I've seen the remake 20 years later with Sinbad.
Was it? No, did he do that?
I don't know.
That's funny. But oh my God.
With the comedy, I feel like it works that way because laughing's not controlled; it's a reaction. So even if somebody hates you and you say something funny, they gotta laugh.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, without a doubt. Oh yes, that is so true. And the laughter is infectious also. Yes, exactly. But that's the fun of it. And as you go along, you get better and better and better at it. So you can recover also. You can get to where to go. If it's losing, if it's losing steam, where to go to get it back up and about. As Amy will tell you, I worked on a reality series called Scott Bale's 45 and Single, and I produced it as well. The reason I bring that up, you may not know who that is.
No, I remember hearing it. I remember hearing the name of the series.
But what I did within the show is, because I'm so good at improv, I was able to create this character as we went along, improvisationally, beat to beat to beat to beat, and it worked. It was genius, and that's what we become. We could become genius, And I utilized that platform to let people know that he's funny.
In terms of creating I always thought like I applied to one reality show. Actually, I did a pilot for one reality show and they like pitched it. But I wanted to be a character. I didn't want to be myself on a reality show because I knew that the producers were going to like ham up storylines. Like, so they cast me as the space cadet, which, you know, it's fitting for sure. But anyway, so there was like, you know, awesome comic. I don't want to say her name, but like she was kind of like supposed to be the Percy role. So she goes to me, she goes in private, she goes, "Hey, Amy, don't mind if I'm mean to you." She was like, it'll be like, and I was like, "Wait, I'm sorry, what?" I go, "I'm sorry. No. I said, I clarified that I will only be a part of this project if it's not drama and it is focused on the journey of comedy. And then the producer ran out with his camera and was like, "Say it again, keep going." And I was like, "Oh God, this is not what I want."
Yeah.
Because I was like, "Yeah, I'm down to play a character, but let me change my name. Because I don't want my name attached to it if there is going to be those producer storylines."
Well, you know what? First, Amy, the show that I did with Scott Baio, 45 and Single, when I did that, I created a whole character. Nobody, and I mean nobody, I took advantage of my knowing people there and being a producer. Nobody told me what to do. I created a character that was ridiculous. It was phenomenal. And let me tell you about what you're talking about. And it was performance. Mine was total performance. And I didn't care. I created stuff yeah, well, I'll send it to you sometime. But life was my picture frame, and I was able to do. There was one thing I did that tell you funny. There was we were all at the racetrack, and I said to myself, "What would Johnny V do? What would he do?" And I said, I ended up buying a used race car tire. And what I did for the whole piece that we did there is I rolled around the tire and nobody could get close to it. Nobody, because that was my tire. Don't mess with my tire. Just things that you could create. Now, there was a show called The Green Light Project. And my friend, who's a producer, very successful producer, his name is Pat Peach. Okay, still producing big films today. But what they did is they brought him on that show, The Green Light Project, and they made him the bad guy, the editors. Okay,
now,
and let me tell you something. He didn't work for over 2 years after that was shown.
Ooh, because it ruined his reputation.
People did not want to work with him after they saw him on that show.
Wow.
So my point is, you know, the reality business, they preyed on people and to embarrass people and make that embarrassment their show. So you had to be very careful. My show that I did, I created everything. I'd set the shots up. I did everything. And even the cliffhangers and things that were going on, everything I created. And one cliffhanger, guys, I know it's boring. We're doing the last show of a season, and I didn't know what to do. And I looked at Scott, and I said, Scott, maybe we should put me in makeup. I'll be a woman. So when you see me at the end, I'm in full woman's makeup, and you look at me and you go, Johnny V. We couldn't find the makeup person. So this is what I did to end the season. I went to Ralph's. I bought flowers. I combed my hair. I took my signature hat off. And I said to the crew, I want you to film me watching the party, but I don't want to say anything. I have no lines, and I don't get into the party. That was the cliffhanger, and people just absolutely loved it. Sometimes you don't have to say anything, but I got to create that. What you did, Amy, is they were trying to prey on what they could get from you that would look good, that would look bad, and that would embarrass. That's
Right.
that's part of some of the making of reality program. Dominic, what's your most favorite venue? What do you like?
I love them all. Anywhere that lets me be loose is cool. Like I'm pretty much, I don't have a specific venue right now, anywhere that's open in this pandemic. But I had one question in terms of characters.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to ask you, because when you create a character, I know a lot of it is foundation probably, so you can keep going these different places. You need some sort of base, right? Is there like some sort of foundation or certain rules that you think of, like, hey, I'm making this character like almost a cheat sheet, like he's got to have boom, 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 or is
Like
there
a checklist?
Yeah, like what do you think of in terms of creating the character?
Well, the answer is yes. You got to do your homework. You really do. You might be creating a physicality. You might be creating a way that he speaks. You might be creating a way that he walks or she walks. There's a lot it just doesn't, it just doesn't come like magic. Now, along the way, you will create magic because there'll be moments where you weren't even expecting it. But the foundation should be a strong foundation as you create a character for a movie or a comedy, or whatever it might be. There are people that get up and do comedy, Dominic, and they create a character. They come in with a character, and some don't, but some come in with a character. But the foundation is really creating it like a script. Yeah, really breaking it down. As to all the nuances that character will ensue. So yes, it's definitely work. It just doesn't come like that. But along the way, as you go along, things could come into play like you went, holy, that you commit so much and the foundation is there so strong that some of the things come into play, you can't believe it happened. You don't even know where it came from. But it came from, yes, commitment to the foundation of the character early on, in the beginnings of it. The people that I know that, even my good friend Faith Ford from Murphy Brown. She played Corky in Murphy Brown, and that show went for over 10 years. Now here's the deal: the way that she booked that, there's no doubt, she stole the behaviorisms of a debutante girl in Louisiana. She literally used her mannerisms, this sitcom, and they freaking loved it. She took a chance. When we read for sitcoms, be ready, have that worked out, take chances, don't play it safe. They don't want the guy that plays it safe. They don't. But I'm saying she worked on all those mannerisms that she took from this girl that she knew, and these people loved it. She took the chance. Yes, commitment and work and bringing in all those nuances, because then from there things will happen that are going to be so genius you're not going to believe it happened. So yes, very important in the beginning.
With the physicality.
I'm sorry.
But it helps when you first begin the process is to pick a choice of how they hold themselves, their physicality, right?
Hold on. Can you guys excuse me for 1 second? I'm so sorry. Go ahead, talk to someone.
My friends that I write with and that I perform with and all that. Listen, I just got booked on a movie called Soulmates. I was going to send you the script, Amy. Take a look at it, see if there's anything in it. Because if there is, I'll reach out to my guy, Jimmy Fitzpatrick. But they're filming it. They're doing it. He wrote it, and so people are more and more. I got my other friend in Nashville. No, not Nashville, Atlanta, and he's shooting MacGyver, an episode.
Wow.
So he's doing it right now. Look, we're getting better. We're my guys, are a lot of comedy writers like Billy Ryback, who was a former He was a former co-exec producer of Home Improvement, but he was also a great comedy writer. I've mentioned him to you before. I think I might have mentioned. We wrote a great series that just got interest. It's a comedy. It's called Seven Mayors of New York. Not Mr. Mayor, but Seven Mayors of New York, and it's funny. It takes place in New York, and so we're getting renewed interest on that. You know, I tell everyone I talk to, and that is, even in the pandemic, this is no time to stop. Like you guys, you're proactive, but now is the time to move forward and to move up and to reach out and to show your greatest works. However, it has to happen, and I know you're doing it, Dominic. Obviously, so now's the time. I say that to anybody. Now is the time to.
It's almost easier to
you know why, guys?
use the juice right now.
I'll tell you something, Dominic. Now, more than any time, and usually comedy, people are thirsty. I mean, thirsty. Writing, performing, stand-up, comedy. You know, people want comedy. I'm not saying just that, but it's a big input, and people are looking for product to fill their space. People need content, and that's something I want to talk to Amy about regarding what you guys are doing. Now, who's clicking on the computer?
I hear like I don't know. I hear like a static.
Yeah, that's you.
No, I hear it too. I don't know.
That's funny. That's funny. I thought, no, I love it. I thought it was one of you guys.
I was thinking, I was like, oh, someone's microphone is a little staticky, but I don't know. Maybe if I place my mic there. All right, maybe
it doesn't matter to me. I thought one of you guys were clicking away. What does it say on your shirt, Dominic?
This shirt. This is actually a sponsor of mine. This is stands for Family and Money. It says Fam and Money, like FAM and Money. But this
I love it.
Yeah, shout out to Fam and Money. It's Instagram. You guys, they're a huge fan of the show, so we still love you guys.
Wait. So are you telling me Fam and Money is watching this right now? Right now?
He will be. Yeah, he watches.
We'll edit it up.
Fam and Money, baby. Fam and Money, you're number one. I want to know who you are, because you guys are brilliant, because these guys are amazing. And it's just going to be millions of people, Fam and Money. Millions of people watching you. You understand what I'm saying? It's true. Fam and Money, I love you, baby.
Oh.
They gotta send you a shirt.
What's funny?
Also, buy t-shirts, guys. Buttercup Media Club. I got an Etsy shop. Sweet Potato Pumpkin Love. I got a bunch of others.
Ooh.
Wait, what is it? Buttercup?
Yeah, Buttercup Media Club. I have an Etsy shop. I got a bunch of t-shirts on there.
Okay, so Buttercup Media Club, right?
Yeah.
And you've got things. How do people find Buttercup Media Club?
They can go to my Instagram. I have a link tree. And if you click the link, it goes to all my links, and that's where they could find my Etsy shop. Or they could type in Buttercup Media Club on Etsy. People been loving my pork roll shirts. It's a Jersey shirt, and it says up top with North Jersey, says, "Do you say Taylor ham or pork roll?" And pork roll is South Jersey. Do you know pork roll? Do you guys know what pork roll is?
No.
Johnny V, do you?
I mean, not exactly. No.
All right, so it's like a Jersey thing. So pork roll, you can only get it in Jersey, but I think now you can get it in other states. But there's like a huge debate for like a century. Is it pronounced pork roll or Taylor ham? So Jersey people, they're always fighting. They're like, no, it's pork roll. No, it's Taylor ham. But the owner, I believe his name was like John Taylor. And then the government realized that legally this pork roll is not, or legally it's not ham.
they said you cannot call this ham. This is illegal ham. So they said you have to call it something else. So they called it pork roll.
Interesting. That's
yeah,
insane.
I call it pork roll. I'm by the Jersey Shore though.
You know,
Pork
Pringles were
roll.
actually made out of rice, not
What's
potato
that?
chips. They got in trouble. Pringles were actually made out of rice and not potatoes. So they're not potato chips. Yeah, they can't be
Wow.
called potato chips.
That does
Pork
it.
Break
roll.
on taxes. They get a break on taxes for it, I guess.
They do. Hey, have you guys ever heard of Wise potato chips?
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah,
love
the
that.
owls.
Salt and
Now, we
vinegar.
don't have Wise in the West Coast. It's not there. But the first commercial I ever did, yes, of course, it's going to lead to something, was for Wise potato chips. And I was a short guy, and this is how I had to do it. I had to go. I got to sing. Oh, I got to sing, and you know who was next to me? What's that girl? Fran Dresser.
Oh,
I love her.
Oh my God,
Listen
she's
to
the
me.
best.
Yeah.
The nanny
She
one
is
of my
she is such a cool woman. But the song went like this: Get wise, shooby dooby doo wise, get wise. That was it. I got paid residuals for that. That's what I'm saying to you, Dominic. Who the heck knows what's going to happen next? Dominic. Now, Taylor ham or pork ham?
I'd call it pork ham.
roll.
Pork roll.
Oh, pork roll. Oh, pork roll or Taylor ham. Well, I'm going to say it's got to be pork roll. I like it. No?
Pork
Yeah,
ham?
sounds better. We're all going pork roll.
Well, it's illegal
Yeah.
to call it ham, so that's why they changed it from Taylor ham. But also now there used to be just one brand, but now there's I think 3 that make it. So now it's technically not Taylor ham. Anyway,
And
Oh, what
What's
were you
that?
gonna say?
no, I was going to
say.
say,
Sorry.
you
I
first.
just wanted
You
to chime
talk
in.
first.
I know when we hit about an hour, it gets difficult to download these. How you feeling, Amy? Word
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let me add, I have one more technical question and then we'll do one hot topic and wrap it up. Is that cool?
Cool.
All right, cool. All right, so Johnny V, my one question is, I know you've seen a lot of self-tapes. I know Johnny V has asked me to send in, some self-tapes for a couple things, and I always seem to, I don't know, self-tape, it becomes difficult to make it look good because you're doing it yourself. Do you have any tips based on what you've seen on how to have a good self-tape?
All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, it is pork ham. Now, listen, self-tapes, first of all, very important. Don't mess around, don't hold back, and don't not get really good at it. You're going to do a self-tape. When someone asks you for a self-tape, make it right away. Don't take a week or 5 days, 6 days, or 3 days, or 2 days.
Harping on you. Do you have it? Because it's like, forget it, dude.
Here's the deal. Self-tape auditions, agents, whatever, whoever's asking you to do it, make it right away. The people that wait and take a few days will more than likely not even be considered. If you think that's not true, I am telling you, I heard from the horse's mouth, from good people, all right? And I just booked a Netflix project, just to let you know, on self-tape. And I've been in this, business a long time. Now, but this is what my agent just said. Don't, if something doesn't look right to you, then do it again. Repeat it, because that's how it's looking to the people that are watching it.
Sometimes
Listen, you have
so nitpicky though. As you do it, like I become a perfectionist. Like, this is all bad.
Okay, but let me. Here's the deal, guys. I'm sure you know. Oh shit! You know, I forgot to put the fucking. Oh Jesus! I'm sorry. I forgot to put my my battery in there. Hold on a second, guys. Wait. I'm saying. The back, you already know this. The lighting has to be good. The sound has to be good. The guy that's reading with you, we shouldn't hear him loud and clear. He should not dominate the piece. Very important. Nothing should be in the background. It's a solid background. Has to be that way. That's how everybody wants to see it. Nothing. Nobody wants to see flowers on the table or a cloud in the sky. Okay? You got to do it. What's that?
A blank canvas.
Black, lighting good, sound good. Make sure you follow the directions of each self-tape. Some have different ones than others. You know, your agent, your name. You've got to not take it for granted. This is how people are getting cast. Now, more than ever, you know, you'll deal with Zoom auditions. Be brilliant with your self-tapes. Hold on, my mic gets shut off. Son of a bitch.
Okay.
Just to let you know, be brilliant and take your time. And the good thing is you could do it a couple of times till you get it right. You know, so you should dominate, not the reader, and make your choices. Be brilliant at your self-tape. That's what's getting a lot of people working jobs right now. Okay, so I hope I helped. Woo!
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have anything you want to plug in case if you get cut off, like anything to promote?
Well, oh my God, I can't believe that I'm going to get cut off. You know why? Oh well. Well, keep an eye on a show called I Think You Should Leave on Netflix. I can only say that right now. And it's all the guys from Saturday Night Live. So just keep an eye on that. And also a new movie.
That's a great show.
A new movie that I just got cast in, which is called Soulmates, which I'm going to send out the script to Dominic and to Amy, so you can take a look at it and see if something's right for you. Because sometimes it pays to know people. Who knows? But remember something: you could know people, but what really gets you in is to be good. If you're good and you know people, doesn't hurt. But never rely on anybody but yourself and your great talents. That's what you should rely on. And then everything else that comes into play will be sweet, 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 sweet. Woo! And that's drug-free. Yes. But you know what I'm saying. Be good at what you do, my friend, and commit to the cause, whatever you're doing as a performer, as a comedian, Amy and Dominic, because that's what people believe in. They will believe in you and do things if you're good. You got to be good. You got to be good.
So good.
Oh, boy. You can't sing, Johnny V. What were you going to say?
I'm going to set the timer for 1 minute, and we're each going to answer the go.
What are the things that everybody loves but you hate? I shouldn't repeat that. They love, you know what I hate? I hate a laugh track. Some people like a laugh track on a sitcom. I hate a laugh track. No for the laugh track. I want real laughs. Give me real laughs. I want real laughs. That's all I'm asking. Go ahead, Dominic.
I love that. All right, setting the timer over. Okay, go ahead, Dom.
That's great. One thing is cherry pie. Nobody seems to be on board with me. I don't like cherry pie. And even I went to the store. This is true. I bought a blueberry pie, and it was a cherry pie with a picture of a blueberry pie on the box. So I brought it back, and the lady's like, "You got to read it. It says cherry pie." It's like, shit. Like what? From my mind, I can't. Why would you put a blueberry pie on the box if it's a cherry pie? You know.
So true. Oh my God.
Oh shit.
Crap.
Hold on.
Sure.
3, 2. Well, either way, what do we got, Johnny?
Hey, Malik, can you hear me?
Stay with us.
We can hear you.
Shit.
Johnny's going to the
Hold on.
Okay.
No. I haven't. I'm here.
Awesome.
What were you going to say?
Okay. Mine, I guess. Game of Thrones, I'm sorry. I don't know if I gave it a proper chance. I've watched a few episodes, and it's just I like to do homework or work to it. I could have it in the background because it doesn't take my attention span. So it's relaxing to have as background music, but in terms of, oh my God, the CGI dragon, I was like, what? Anyway, guys, don't hate me. Maybe I'll rewatch it. Have you ever, guys, has there ever been such an obsession and you want to get into it, but like there's so much of it that it would take you about a year to get into it, like Harry Potter like I want to like Harry Potter, but I just feel overwhelmed with never seeing it. That I got to start from book 1, and I'm already a decade behind.
Yeah, I'm
You know,
like that.
what do you think, Dominic? I know I cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I'm like that with the
Harry
Star
Potter.
Wars movies. Everybody's like, dude, you gotta
Right.
be on board. It's like, well, I gotta spend 2 days watching all these movies.
Yeah, yeah. Now, do you guys binge watch?
Yes, I love to binge
I
watch.
do.
I like comedic, female-centered, quirky, dark comedies. That's my jam. If it's a
Did you
female-centered
watch?
comedy, I'm in it.
I love it. Did you guys watch Schitt's Creek?
Oh, such a good
No.
show. I loved
didn't.
it.
You loved
last-
it? Yeah, I did also. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting about the binging. Yeah, I'll binge on some shows.
One of my favorite
what's
things
the
now to binge watch is I love watching ugly couples argue. That seems to be because they gotta make it work. I'm telling you, though. Follow each other
Is that a
for
TV show
no,
or
in real
just
life,
in general?
in real life, outside.
That's very funny.
I binge watch
That's
what's
very
going
funny.
on out the window.
Just ride on the subway for a little bit.
Yeah, this has been a great show, man. I found so much
Yeah.
value in
Well,
having you on, Johnny.
Dominic, you're wonderful. Come back anytime. I am going to forward that script to you, Miss Amy, and you can hand it off to Mr. Dominic. You guys are wonderful. I love your show. I love your input. Just keep on working hard at what you do, and then the world, is your oyster. It will happen.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
That's great advice.
thank you everybody for watching Good Afternoon Planet Earth. Add Johnny V, what's your Instagram handle? At Johnny V Venokur?
Well, I got Crash and Johnny V, or my email is askjohnnyv@gmail. Crash and Johnny V. There's a couple more. There's a couple that I sent to you. There's a couple that I sent to you. Maybe you can list them, my handles. But Crash and Johnny V is my Instagram. CRASHIN Johnny V. I sent that all to you. But I just have one thing to say. I am a genius. But let me tell you something. So are you, Dominic. You're wonderful. Can't wait to see your funny live. Amy, can't wait to see your funny live. I got an idea that I want to share with you guys, comedy-wise. So I'll definitely talk with Miss Amy and look forward to great things, my friends. And wait, what's the name of the show again?
Good afternoon, Planet Earth.
All right. Good afternoon, Planet Earth. I love this. I'm coming back. All right.
Yeah.
Peace out. Yes. Wait, hold on a second. Do me a favor. What's that?
Oh, I was saying thank you for coming on. Add Johnny V, add Dominic on Instagram at Dominic Leonelli, add me at Amy J. Jans. Follow our Instagram page at Good
Hold
Afternoon
on.
Planet Earth _
Hold on a second. Hold on. Take a camera shot of you, Dominic, and me. All right?
Yeah.
I need a still shot to promote.
Okay.
Hold on. 1 second. Let me just do the sign.
That's it for today, folks. Thank you for listening. Subscribe and follow.